In this video, I'm going to give you a quick overview of Living Cookbook's nutrition calculation features. Living Cookbook uses the latest USDA nutrient data to calculate nutrition data for recipes, ingredients, menus, and meals. Let's start by taking a look at a recipe. Let's take a look at this soup recipe. Here's the nutrition data for the recipe. It's formatted just like the nutrition labels you see on product packages. The nutrient values are displayed on the left, and the percent daily values are displayed on the right. Living Cookbook calculates recipe nutrition by linking the recipe ingredients to ingredients from the USDA nutrition database. If you already know the nutrition for a recipe, for example, if you're copying the recipe from a cookbook, you can enter the recipe nutrition data manually. I'll show you how that's done. Here we see the recipe ingredients. The green link indicators show that the recipe ingredients were linked automatically. Living Cookbook used the recipe ingredient links to calculate the recipe nutrition automatically. We can change the recipe's nutrition mode so we can enter the nutrition data manually. Now we can type in the recipe nutrition data. I'll cancel out of this window and leave the nutrition data unchanged. Living Cookbook calculates nutrition data for over 150 nutrients: calories, fat, proteins, vitamins, minerals, and more. Only the most basic recipe nutrition data is displayed here. Let's change the display options to show more detailed nutrition. Living Cookbook supports multiple nutrition display modes. The basic nutrition box mode is currently selected. I'll change that to all to display all recipe nutrition data. You can also create a custom format to display only the nutrients you want to see. Living Cookbook can also display a variety of nutrition charts. I'll add these to the recipe view while I'm here. Here we see that lots of additional nutrition data is displayed now. Here are the calorie distribution and carb-protein ratio charts. The RDA chart shows the percent of recommended daily allowance for a variety of nutrients. I'll scroll down so you can see the rest of the nutrition data. Now let's take a look at some ingredients. I want to show you how you can use Living Cookbook's nutrition data to help you make good choices about the food you eat. Let's take a look at the whole milk ingredient. Here's the nutrition data for 1 cup of whole milk. You can click on the other serving sizes to see the nutrition data for the other serving sizes. Let's see how the nutrition data for whole milk compares to other forms of milk. Here in the ingredient list we can see whole milk, 2%, 1%, and skim milk. The ingredient list view can be customized to show any combination of the 150 nutrients calculated by Living Cookbook. Let's do a side-by-side comparison of whole milk and 2% milk. When viewed side by side, you can see that 2% milk has significantly less fat, calories from fat, and cholesterol. Let's see how we can use this information to make a recipe more healthy. Let's make the soup recipe more healthy by using 1% milk instead of whole milk and low-sodium chicken broth instead of regular chicken broth. I've created a second version of this recipe that uses 1% milk and low-sodium chicken broth. Here's the low-fat, low-sodium version of our recipe. Let's compare the two recipes side by side. Our new recipe is lower in fat, calories, cholesterol, and sodium. That's a significant improvement. But what if you're really watching what you eat? Living Cookbook can help you make your recipes even more healthy. Using 1% milk instead of whole milk lowered the recipe's fat, but not as much as I expected. Where's the fat coming from then? Let's find out. The ingredient details view element will show us how much fat and calories and sodium, etc. are coming from each of the recipe's ingredients. Here's the recipe's fat, broken down by ingredient. We can see that most of the recipe's fat is coming from the butter and the corn. We can't really substitute the corn without fundamentally changing the recipe, but there are low-fat alternatives to butter. These are just some examples of ways that you can use Living Cookbook's nutrition data to help you make healthy choices about the food you eat. Let's take a quick look at recipe nutrition searches. Living Cookbook ships with a variety of saved searches, including nutrition searches, and you can also create your own custom searches. Let's take a look at some high-fiber recipes. The search found 149 recipes with at least 5 grams of fiber. And there are 294 recipes with less than 15 grams of carbs. Let's create our own recipe nutrition search. Let's look for high-fiber main dishes. There are 40 recipes that match our search criteria. Before I wrap up, I want to quickly mention Weight Watchers points. Living Cookbook can be configured to calculate Weight Watchers points for ingredients, recipes, menus, and meals. We can configure Living Cookbook to calculate Weight Watchers points, Points Plus, and the UK version of Weight Watchers points. The points values appear at the bottom of the nutrition box. This concludes the demo video. We hope you enjoy using Living Cookbook as much as we do.